Hello, good morning. Welcome to Cosmic Dreaming from Head to Heart. And we're going to be working with Heart's Desire today. So as you guys are popping in, because I see there's a lot of people joining right now. So as you're popping in, just pop in to the chat, pop in a hello, where you're from. It'd be good to see who's here. How are you all doing today? I am so excited to be presenting this workshop with you today. Alan from Denver, Colorado. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Say hello. Say hello and where you're from. I'd love to hear from you. Tanya in Austin, hello. Hello from Oakland, California. Good to see you guys here. So we're just gonna give a few more minutes. Helen from Dublin. So glad you made it, Helen. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for showing up and showing up for this and yourselves, because we're going to be doing some work today. We're going to be working ceremonially. Pat from New York City, Janet in Florida. Awesome. Look at you guys from all over. And so I'm just going to give a few more minutes as people keep hopping in. Washington State next to the Canadian border with all the Salish Sea and the Salish Sea. Oh, wow. Sounds exotic. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I want to welcome you to the Cosmic Dreaming Lodge, which I am in. I would say it's behind me, but it's all around me. You just can't see the other side of it. So all of the paintings that sit behind me are the Cosmic Dreaming guides that I work with, and they've been coming in for me for a long time. Let's see, Sig, my daughter is in Bellingham. Oh, okay, that's Sig from Washington. Awesome. Okay, so you guys are talking. So awesome. Yeah, so the Cosmic Dreaming guides behind me are part of the Cosmic Dreaming Lodge and also the temple program that I am very honored to be custodian of. So the temple is a 9-month program that I am currently running, and then I'm also starting a new temple in July. So I'm going to be talking about that throughout, and there'll also be an opportunity at the end for you to sign up if you want. Not sign up for the temple, but there's a little process. I have an application process. The reason why I do it's more of like a questionnaire. It's really so when I hop on a call with you, if it's something you're interested in, we can go a little deeper into what it is you're creating in the world and why the temple, or why you think the temple is going to be something that will serve you. And then we can really talk about it. I don't want you to jump into something that is going to frustrate you or take you down a wrong path. So we want to make sure that by filling out this application, it will get you clear on what you're looking to do in the world and how I can help you best, and how the temple can be of service to you, because the temple is a place that serves you in what you're creating. And I say cosmic creation, and the reason why I say cosmic creation is because we're in a big, big time of transformation on the planet, in case you didn't notice. And what's happening in this transformation is we're coming into the understanding of who we are and who we are in our power, that we all have power. And so we're going to start tapping into our own individual power, which is spirit running through us. We're all a channel for spirit to run through us. And we have the power to create heaven on earth. And that is bringing the cosmos down through us as the channel and creating out in the world. So we're going to talk about this through the vehicle of our heart's desire. And I'm also going to be doing a series. This is turning into a series. So when I first started, it was going to be one workshop, but this is such a big, big topic of and such a big thing that I really felt what would be best service to you guys who are showing up and signing up is to do it in 7 parts, just like chakras. And it just kind of developed that way. So what we're going to be talking about is in this one is ways of being when we're creating, and we're going to go through the chakras as we do each one. And they're not going to be successive. They're going to be like almost like every other week. We're going to be weaving through them, and they'll be going through till June. So I was like feeling into, I want to give you the dates now. No, I'm not going to give you the dates now, but you'll get them. And yeah, so let's kind of just dive in first to clearing our space. So if you are joining me and you got the welcome email, I would love if your candles are lit. And so we're opening up a ceremonial space, a portal, if you will, to connect ourselves with the divine, to channel the divine through us, divine creation. And I'm just going to say hello to a few people who hopped in. Julia from Cary, I think that's all that's here. If you're here and you haven't said hello, hello. If you feel like you want to introduce yourself, no one is going to be seen on this. It's just me. And the chat is, I'm going to be kind of engaging with you through the chat. And if you want to connect with the group, make sure that in your chat box that you have at the very bottom, it says to, make sure everyone is selected there, because if not, it might just go to me. So just make sure that it says to everyone when you're posting in the chat. So awesome. So let's start by opening up our space. If you have sage, let's light some sage. And what we're doing when we're lighting the sage is, yes, we're clearing, but we're also inviting in spirit. And so we're raising our vibration to connect, to allow. Hello, Margaret from London. And so I'm just offering some sage. And if you could close your eyes, I'm going to read a little prayer. The gift. I am the gift. I am the present. I am the now. Take a moment, rest here within the space of your body, within the space of your heart. This now is where you belong. Nowhere. Here, now, one. With yourself, as soul, as mind, as body, united, congruent, love. Whew. Just being in a state of gratitude for this present moment, for this now, where we all get together and create together from the space of our heart. So we're going to be working experientially. So we're going to be creating from our heart. And when we talk about heart's desire, it's funny, and I want to hear from you. When you think about heart's desire, and I'm trying to formulate the question because it's something that I noticed, but I really want to hear from you. What do you think about it? When you hear heart's desire, is it one desire that you are creating? One desire. Let me hear from you. Just pop it into the chat. When you are creating or dreaming into your heart's desire, is it one big heart's desire? Don't be shy. Let me hear what you're thinking. Not one thing, but a way of life. A way of life. Awesome. I like that. A way of life. Yeah, you can infuse the desire of your heart in everything. So I'm going to be looking over here a lot because I have been working on this workshop and the series of workshops for probably like a month and a half. And so I have a big board with white paper all over it, and I've been taking notes and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be looking over here a lot. So if you're wondering why I should keep looking over here, that's what I'm doing. So yes, the ecological balance of Mother Nature. Community, larger space, teaching, creating friends, fun, and laughter. So that's you're telling me your heart's desire? Is that what you're telling me? What your heart's desire is? Yes, yes. Okay, great, great. That's what makes you come alive. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So we want to be, I love what Pat said, because it's a way of life. We want to be living in that energy. And we also, when we want to, it's not up here. We want to get out of up here. That's the ego. If we think we know enough about something, that, you know, we know it and we don't, and it's just happening because we know it, but we have to live it. And it's a lived experience. It's what makes everything come to life. It's love, spirit, and matter. Spirit is matter. Spirit is in everything. So Julia says, perhaps some of us still need to discover our heart's desire. Yes, heart's desire is really hard to define because it's a feel. And so, and a lot of us, when, excuse me, when our heart's desire hasn't been expressed yet, or we don't feel like it has, or we feel like we haven't done our purpose. What am I here for? There's big questions around this. So what am I here to do? And some of us think, you know, like in the time that we're in, we're waking up and we're seeing that something needs to change. And what is my role in this? And just, if we could just keep this simple for a second, because then it's on all of our hearts. If we could keep this simple for a second, the best thing we can do for everyone is to go inward. Is to go inward and connect with our heart, connect with our desire for the ecological balance of Mother Nature. And it's not just the balance of Mother Nature. Mother Nature's always in balance. It's us with Mother Nature. It's writing our relationship to the earth. We are custodians and stewards of Pachamama, but we've been living as a culture for so long of dominating over, and it's to the point that it's in us. So even though we know that's not the way to be, our unconscious, the collective unconscious, is still plugged into that paradigm. And the best thing we could do is do the transformational work within ourselves to open up our channel so that we see ourselves as the stewards of the earth, that we work in concert with all of life, that all of life is unity, all of life, and not just Pachamama and the entire universe. We are one, unified. Humans are part of Mother Nature, and we are nature too. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That's awesome. Keep popping in your wisdom bombs. I love to see them, because it lets me know where you are and who you are and how you're showing up. And so that also helps direct how I'm going to talk to you too. The entire cosmos is nature. The entire cosmos is living and breathing, and we breathe with it. With is a huge word. We're not dominant over. We're in concert with, we're harmonized. And that's what we're going for, is creating from harmony. So what if, and so we're already kind of talking about it, but here's a what if question. I love asking what if questions because it opens up space. It opens up space within the body and the mind. And I love being in questions and not having answers, because the question is what initiates to me the opening, the portal. And when I think I know something, I am always proven dead wrong. I don't know anything. and I don't want to know anything. I want to be an experience. Because if I'm experiencing, I'm always growing, I'm expanding. We're always expanding anyway. The universe is always expanding. Yes, we must expand our perception, right? And the way we do that, if we sit in a question, if we ask a question. So I have questions for you, and you can write these down if you like. Let me see. Sig says connections are so important. We are meant to live in community. We're so isolated in today's world, and in community, you want to be in service to others. Yes, yes. And so we want to let go of the old paradigm of the how am I going to create this, and allow spirit to guide you through it. And there's a lot of letting go. There's a lot of letting go. We have to let go of mechanisms. We are on an edge. We are on an edge where we've never been before. Nobody knows what to do. And we have to let go of what we know, because everything right now is the past. And I know that's a paradox, but everything that's behind me is the past. Everything in this room is the past. It's something I created in another present moment. And so we're in a present moment right now in the energy field, and we want to be more energy than we are matter. We want to be more energy than we are matter. We want to let go of our anchors that tie us to the past, our attachments of how we think it needs to be, and be in the discovery of how it gets to be, and that we get to be a part of that. So that's, I mean, I am speaking right now from my desire, from passion. I don't even have to name it, because you can feel it. You can feel it. So what if, here's the what if question, what if all forms were the result of desire? What if? And what if we connected with our heart's desire when we're creating anything? When we're creating a conversation, when we're connecting with another? What if we were operating from here all the time? Just go into the dreaming of that for a moment with me. We need to listen to every tree and stone and what they are telling us, and be messengers for them, because unity is joy and peace. We need to be listeners of everything, all of creation. We need to get out of our way of thinking that it just comes down to the ego, what we think we know, what we think we know. So desire in the present moment exists in the field of possibility, the field of possibility. Diane says, the observer effect in quantum physics says that is true. Yes. Yeah, we add a dimension to creation, right? We add a dimension to creation because we're conscious. We have choice when we create. We can choose to act unconscious and just create from that, right? And we're living in a world that is been created that way. And it's funny, I was having a conversation with some girlfriends the other day, and we were talking about this. And the truth of the matter is all our programming, everything that you do on autopilot, began in you between 0 and 8 years old. So when we do our inner work, we're reprogramming those ways of being that we learned in 0 to 8. So depending on who your parents were, your ancestry, what you're carrying through your lineage, your culture, all of that. And, you know, that's the chakras from here down, survival, right? When you're acting in survival, most people are in that. And so we're seeing that reflected in the world outside of us. And so when you really think about it, our world was created by people who are living in 0 to 8 years old. That's our leaders. If they're not doing their inner work, and that's the caveat on that, if they're doing their inner work, then that's expanding and changing. But if you don't ever look at your anger and feel your anger and work on healing that, your response when you get angry is going to be that of whatever age it was that you tantrumed, or whatever age it was that you learned about anger. Maybe you saw other people being angry. The same is true with power. How you saw power dynamics, power play, empowerment. Were you empowered as a child, or were you disempowered? Put that in the chat, because I think that's a really interesting question. I'd love to see where you guys are at with that. Were you empowered as a child? So think about from 0 to 8 years old. So not like teenage years, go all the way back to when you're little. Close your eyes and feel your body. Your body knows the answer to this. Close your eyes and feel your body and see the adults around you. And are you seeing power being modeled to you? And how is it being modeled to you? Dominance, power like dominance. Or is it being taken away? Power plays, power struggles. Is anyone getting empowered? So let's see, Diane says the observer effect. Okay, I read that. She says, I was disempowered through authority and control of my father. Yeah, it's interesting because our fathers are big in this, right? Because what else is happening out in consciousness is the rise of the divine feminine. And what's really happening is if one is going to rise, the other one has to allow for that. So that's happening in our bodies too. The masculine and feminine energy is really coming into balance and harmony. Let's see. No power scared me. I was quiet, sensitive child. Diane says, and my mother submitted to his power. Yeah, so we learned about power by how it was played out in front of us. Right? So we need to go back there to see it, right? So that we can come forward and create it differently. Janet says, disempowered in the patriarchal household. Yeah, I think most people, I can't say for sure, but I mean, it's working with people for as long as I have, and what I've experienced myself, I know other people have experienced different things. And so, yeah, we want to be in connection with our power. So let me ask you this, what is power to you? What does power mean to you? Sig says yes and no. I was alone most of the time from age 4 on, so I was in charge of myself. However, when adults were around and I was to be so quiet that people were supposed to forget I was there, I learned to become invisible around others. Yeah, I think everybody's story is a little different around being invisible, but a lot of us have that. So as we're talking about this, and you guys are connecting with your power and being feelings of disempowerment, power equals surrender. Power equals surrender. Rodney, can you elaborate on that a bit? Elaborate on that a bit, if you can. Power is a life force as part of nature. Is my life force as a part of nature. Yeah, what is power? And it's like, as you're hearing this and feeling into what we were taught about power and being in your power, being, so that's living your power, right? And a lot of us don't want to do that, right? And I know from my own journey that I have in the past engaged in disempowering myself because of how I saw power being used as I was growing up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take people's power away. I don't want to dominate people. So I'm going to pull away from that. And when you pull away from your power and you don't allow your power to flow through you, you can't create your heart's desire. You can't create what you're here to do because you need that coming through. So Rodney says, power, letting your true self come out. Yes, your soul. It's again, all definition. How do you define true self? What's true self? What is true self? This is like a huge question that we all get to ask ourselves. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I becoming? Because we're always becoming. And who am I is like static, right? Helen says, both my parents were always very encouraging and loving, but I myself was always quiet and listened to everyone else. My power for sure was taken away later on as a teenager. Okay, so I don't want to pick on you, Helen, but power cannot be taken away from you. Doesn't matter what happens to you. It's what we channel our power into. The truth of the matter is we have power. It's life force. It's life force energy, and where are you placing it? So Sig says, I know now that I only have power over myself with, and that everything is actually neutral. It is my perceptions and choice that assigns a value. I have the power to choose in each and every moment. True. I wouldn't have been very empowered, to be honest. Mom was a strict parent, not that she didn't love me, etc., but was very quiet as well. We can give it away. Well, think about it too. Like, were our parents empowered? Who taught them, right? They can't teach us anything that they don't know. And when they were growing up, it was a very different world. We grew up in a very different world. Our kids grew up in a very different world, because as consciousness keeps opening, right, it allows us the energy to do this. Why has this not happened before? Because this is the time for it. Pat says, I'm afraid to use my power because sometimes I am wrong and I hate this to subject others to my mistakes. So like, this is where courage comes in. You have to be okay with making a mistake. I mean, you know, I don't want to say like, well, look what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. But that's part of our initiatory process. If we don't move through the uncomfortableness of making a mistake and doing it anyway, what the heck, go do it anyway, whether or not I make a mistake, or if I'm wrong, if I hurt another unintentionally, like if I say something here that offends another person, I have to be willing. I have to be willing, risking making a mistake to get up here and speak with you, to speak my heart with you. And if I offend you, I apologize for that. It's not intentional, right? And it's like, it's what we do to ourselves. So Julia says, as a young child, I was in a hospital for a long time, so not really aware of power and power play, but as a teenager, experienced a lot of shouting matches at home. I didn't want to participate in this, and have found I always try to avoid conflict ever since. Yeah, so like wherever you were in that time frame between 0 and 8, you're seeing all kinds of stuff going on. Your brain development is that of like, your consciousness is huge. Your left brain isn't as developed, and so you're more plugged in. That's why children are so magical, right? That's why we're so magical, and we're so intuitive, and we have imaginary friends, and we're like living in this world of wonderment, right? And then we also, with that, our perception, right, in our field, our world, we're creating. I mean, it's funny, I have a 4-year-old grandson that I watch, and he's just in his own little world, creating stuff. He sees stuff that we don't see, you know, and he responds to stuff we don't see. And he is living in the world of magic, because no one's come in and said otherwise yet, right? So wherever we are in that 0 to 8, and I've heard different, like 0 to 6, 0 to 7, 0 to 8. I've worked with people who we've gone into before they were born. So conceptual, you know, so at conception, what was going on in the womb, what that infant was picking up. So we are picking up our environment. And then as a linear mind comes on board, we're not taught to harmonize that. So a lot of us shut our imagination down, and we get told that, right? I was a big daydreamer in school. And so I got in trouble a lot. I got locked in Coke closets for daydreaming. So we're not here to really like have a pity party about stuff, but we want to see where we come from, because that's what needs to heal. So we're talking about healing this, and we heal it through action. So that's rehab, right? So I worked in rehab and healing, physical healing for a lot of years too. And that's what it is. It's like you get people up and moving, people who have surgeries. If you want to move that leg again after a knee surgery, you have to work it. It's painful, right? So physical pain, we seem to be able to handle. Emotional pain is where we want to shut down and protect more, right? Because we're protecting our wounds. And the only way our wounds are going to heal at a certain point is to let the air get at them, is to move ourselves through them and let ourselves have different experiences. So when we go into, I'm afraid to use my power because of something from the past, I'm looking to the past for my information and I'm bringing it forward into my creation. I'm not detaching from it. I'm creating it. It's coming out through me, right? But if I go, I am now. I am tapping into my power, like power pose it, right? I am now, I am tapping into my power. And you bring that power of now through you. Now is the moment of power. Now is the moment of creation. You are power now, right? You have to let go of your attachment to the past. Just because something happened in the past a certain way does not mean it is going to happen moving forward. It will if you bring it with you. If you bring it with you, it will, because that's the energy you're using to create. So think about like your ways of being. And so how you are being in the world, think of that as a palette of colors. And so we're gonna go into creating a little bit. So who here brought watercolor paper and is ready to create? And just pop it in the chat, me, or thumbs up. Let me know what you have. If you have, okay. Okay, all right. Who has black paper? Who is using black paper? Is everyone using watercolor paper? White paper, okay. Yes. All right, awesome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop into, I'm gonna shift to my overhead camera. I can't get black paper. All right, can you, I really wanted white paper, but I also offered that as an option, black paint and white paper, awesome. Because we're gonna use the black paint and white paper. So I have not used the gesso on my white paper because we're gonna do this in a ceremonial way. We are creating a medicine piece that is going to be going into the unknown. So the metaphor that we're working in is the unknown. So that's why the black, okay? So we wanna let go of everything we think we know. And we wanna move into the unknown. And I just have to say too, what I find really interesting, and I'm gonna shift my camera view right now. What I find very interesting is we are in the energy of a full moon, the pink moon, and my camera's blurry, okay. So we're in the energy of a pink moon right now, and it's supposed to appear full for the next, I think, 2 to 3 days. So that's, to me, like, oh my gosh, what power we are tapping into with this full moon energy. So we want to connect in with the cosmos right now. And so if you have your paper handy, your paint handy, and your work area, what we're going to do, and so I have a piece of white paper, I have it taped down so it's on a little edge. I have my black gesso. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hold the black gesso. And so we're going to infuse our paint with energy, the molecules of energy. We're going to bless our supplies. We're going to bless the paper, the surface that this is going on. And so closing your eyes and taking a big breath in. And releasing the breath, and we're coming in to the power of the present moment. Think of power as life force energy. Think of your power as life force energy, as light. Think of it as love. And connect with, you are spirit made matter. You are spirit made matter. Your body is the same substance that all of creation is made of. There is no separation. The form your soul inhabits, the form we call body, is made from an energy that is light and that is love. It is. And all you're doing is you're bringing your awareness to that. You don't have to understand it with your mind or your brain. You get to feel it. So what I'd like you to do is really connect in deeper and deeper with your body. And just be in the power of the present moment, power of now. And as we are on this edge, feeling the edge of this present moment, the present moment moving with us as we move. The present moment is not things, but it contains them. Feel the present moment as a substance without form. And imagine and see yourself on the edge of all creation. Feeling your body and feeling the response of your body to this position in space and time with matter. Just noticing your power center, your third chakra, noticing it, being in witness, being in soul, being honest with yourself. Noticing what you feel there. Just noticing. You don't have to label it. Just being like, isn't this interesting what I'm feeling? And I want you to breathe into that space. Breathe into that space. And allow that power to flow through that chakra. Let it be a process. There's no such thing as one and done. Everything has a process. And breathing in and out, feeling that power. We're going to tap down now through our roots and into the earth, connecting us, bringing awareness to a connection that already exists. It already exists. You're just bringing awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance to that connection. Allowing the energy of the earth to rise through your feet into your field. And all I want you to feel as this is happening is just any resistance that your body has to this process. And isn't it interesting? Like, oh, look at my knees are tensing, or oh, my pelvis is tensing, or my belly is tensing. Just notice your body's response. It's just information. It's just information. We're coming into a more and more open flow state and noticing our subconscious patterning on how we relate to connection with the earth. Doesn't matter what you want it to be, it matters what is. It matters what is. So be in what is. What is right now. Opening up from the earth to the above, through the crown, feeling that channel of light from the earth to the cosmos. And now feeling the channel from the cosmos down through your body, through your crown, through your third eye, through your throat, through your heart, through your third chakra, second chakra, root chakra, down to the earth, through your feet. Feeling the channel of energy flowing up from the earth and down from the cosmos, seeing yourself as the power with all of creation. And you have this conscious mind that can make choices of how you want to be with this. So now dropping into your heart, and feeling the desire in your heart. You don't have to name it, just feel the feeling of desire, what you desire most. What you desire most. And desire can be that mission, that reason you came. What did you come to Earth School for? What did you come to Earth School for? Let go of what you think it is. Let go of what you think it is and step into the feeling. Step into the feeling, the way of being. Notice how it feels to be in, you're in it, you're in your desire. You're right now, you are in the beingness of the reason that you're here. You're in the energy. We're becoming more energy. We're letting go of the story of who we think we are, and we're stepping into who we are. Energy, power, love, light, coming through this unique channel, that is you. And now with your intention, holding your paint in your left hand, receiving the light, putting your right hand on the paper and channeling the light into the paper, letting this expression be the ground for whatever we're going to create on top of it. We don't know. We're going into the unknown. Stepping in, seeing yourself stepping into the darkness, stepping into the unformed. Seeing yourself as the light in the darkness. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. And I'm just gonna paint. And so all we're gonna do right now is we're just going to add this paint to the paper and covering the surface. That's all we're gonna do. And we're gonna let it dry. And then we'll come back and talk some more because I want to hear from you what your experience was. So just let this be a ceremonial application. You're creating a ground to hold your desire. And if you want to say a prayer while you're painting, say a prayer. Your spirit, guide me, help me to let go. Show me where I need to let go. Show me what I'm holding on to. What am I putting in my way? How am I disrupting myself in my creation? In bringing my heart's desire into form. Guide me, protect me, show me. Okay. And so we're going to let that dry. And I'm going to shift the camera, and then, yeah, I'd love to have you, when you're done, just kind of pop in that you're done. And if you have any comments that you'd like to leave, I'd love to hear them. Here we go. Okay. So if you have your journals too, when you're done painting, get them out. And I do want to give you some time to get this done. I know I moved really fast. So remember your divinity. Remember your divinity. Remember your gift. Remember yourself as soul, mind, and body. Pat is done. Thank you. So Pat, if you could share, simply share, how was that for you, other than just saying good? Like, how did it feel? Did you feel that you were able to get really present into the edge of creation? Did you feel like you were able to get there? And anyone else who's done and you want to answer that question, please do. So do you feel like you were able to let go of your past, step onto the edge, and create in the field, in the unknown? I'm seeing a vision of moving forward. Awesome. Are you feeling the energy of moving forward? See if you can close your eyes and feel it. It's like a movement, feeling movement. So one of the universal laws is the law of vibration. Everything is always moving, dissolved into the flow. Awesome, awesome. So all of this energy that you're feeling is going into that paint, forward movement. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so here's a little visual that one of my mentors used to talk about a lot. It's like, if you feel like you're in that momentum and in that flow, so just sometimes there's a fear because we like to have control. We like to know how things are going. And so it's hard. It can be a challenge to let go. So what if you were just in that flow? So close your eyes and picture yourself in that flow. And then, like, you're in a river, you're just using your hands and your body to direct you. You're not hanging on for dear life, trying to block the flow. So when you think about, like, I'm hanging on for dear life and I'm trying to block the flow, how much are you creating in your body? You're creating like this tension in your body, and how much exhaustion are you creating in your body when you're holding on tight? Because you're afraid of what's going to happen. You're afraid of your past happening again. Thing is, it's going to happen. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to fall on your face, right? You're going to fall over. You're going to get it wrong. You're going to make people mad. You're going to be seen, and you're going to be scared. That's what I can guarantee you. And you'll be living how you want to live, and you'll work through it, and it won't be as bad as when you first started. Think about anything that you have learned in your life, anything that you've learned. And I love using the analogy of riding a bike. So if you've learned how to ride a bike, did you do it the very first time? Did you get on that bike and just ride? And if you did, I want to hear. I want to hear you. I want to hear that you did that. Did you fall? Did you have a nervous parent making sure you didn't fall? Let me hear your experiences. Share with me. Share with me your experiences. What do you think about that? You guys are silent today. Okay, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So get your journals. Helen says, hi, remember saying look, no hands, and went over the handlebars, LOL. Yeah. So you either learned not to do that or you learned to do it where you were balancing more, where you could ride without handlebars. I saw someone riding down 89A in Sedona, which is the major road with all kinds of traffic with no hands on the handlebars. And I just go, oh my God, they're, by the grace of God, there goes that person. So yeah, that's crazy. That's talk about trust though, right? Talk about trust. Is that crazy or is that trust? So what we want to do is ask some questions of ourselves. So let these be questions of inquiry as we go into the next piece of what we're creating. And yeah, my piece is almost dry already. Geez, that dries fast. Being in the desert. So the first question, what am I creating? What am I creating? Do not answer these questions. What am I creating? We want to leave them open. What am I creating? What is my heart's desire? What does it feel like? How will I know it? How do I want to feel? And who am I being? Who am I being? So I'm going to talk to you about ways of being versus ways of doing, because we've been taught backwards how to do these things. And I think it's really, really important to know this stuff as we're moving forward into a new paradigm. We can't create a new paradigm if we're creating from the old one. However, we're in the transition of that, right? Because everything's connected, everything's a web, right? And we're changing it as we go, right? So we're pulling through threads, but we're changing. If you think about them like changing colors, now that we're carrying this, the belief systems, the tribal belief systems, the things you learn, the cultural belief systems, the things that we're living in right now. And we're moving it through us and we're transforming the web of the earth, the web of the universe, the web of perception, of how we see things, of how we be. And so we are the generators. We are the generators of what gets created. And we're going to get it wrong. We're going to get it wrong before we get it right. It's going to be a process. There's no such thing as one and done. It's a process, just like art is a process, right? This is why I love how art can be translated into creating in the world, because it's the principles the same. How we create, where you do one thing, you do everything. How you create on paper using your imagination, how it comes out, how you feel about it, is the same as how you create your life out in the world. Everything in your surroundings, everything in your perceptual field was created by you. And if you say otherwise, that's your victim speaking, and we all have a victim. We all have a victim. And if you're speaking out of your victim, then it's time to heal it. It's time to heal it. It's time to be bigger than it. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot be nursing your victim, your wounds, and be in your power at the same time, because you're directing your power of creation into those wounds. You're keeping them alive. And so what we want to do is we want to pull the energy out of that. We want to pull the energy out of that. We want to bring it into present time, where all of you, your victim, your saboteur, your prostitute, I'm talking archetypes now, all of the archetypes, all of your personality types. If you think about Carl Jung and the personality types that he talks about, all aspects of you, does not matter what you've been through in your life. No longer can this be an excuse for you to give up on life, for you to give up on yourself. If you are hearing my voice and you are in this room and you're hearing the recording of this, you are here for a very specific reason. There's a reason why you're listening to this. And I don't speak from a place of not having been down that road. I don't speak from I'm up here and you're down there. I speak from I've been through it and I am going through it. And it's not one and done. Every time I move into a bigger way of creating or a bigger way of living in the world, and I'm breaking a paradigm, all of my stuff comes up. That big wave, that big ocean wave. But because I've been working it, it's not as bad as it was the very first time I stepped into those waters. It changes. It's a fractal. It's a self-similar pattern that we get to change. We have the power to change that. We do not have to live in our past and drag it around while crying that we're not getting what we want in life. It is up to us. If it is to be, it is up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. And that means it's up to you. If it's to be in your life, it's up to you. And you have the power to do it. Stop waiting for someone to give it to you. Stop waiting for spirit to hand it to you. There's, it's funny because we talk about codependency, right? And there's that story of the moth and the monk. I don't know if you guys have heard the story, the moth and the monk, where the butterfly or the moth has to go through the struggle of beating its wings to get out, to free itself, right? Because it learns how to be strong. There's also things going on in its body that the flapping helps secrete some of the chemicals and stuff that the moth is going to need for its part of its transformation, for it to be able to fly. So the monk comes along and helps this out because he sees this poor creature struggling. And he totally took away the power of that moth. That moth now couldn't fly because it didn't go through its process. The worst thing that can happen to us is that someone interrupts our process of transformation, that someone tries to make it easy for us, that someone tells us it's okay. It is okay, but keep going. Keep going. You are strong. When you look through all of your life and what you've lived through, what you've experienced, and you are still here and you are hearing my voice, then you are strong, my friend. You are powerful and strong, and you can handle anything because you've handled everything that got you here. So let go of the story that you cannot because. I can't because of what? It is your birthright to create. And when you say, like, I can't because, you're handing your power to create over to whatever finishes that sentence. I can't because. And so coming back, and I'm speaking from my heart, and I know I'm speaking from power, and I'm speaking from my heart, because guys, if you guys step into your power and create from your heart, your desire, what it is you're here to do, we all get to change. We are transformation globally, universally, the collective, all of that changes too. But when you go into fear, you're creating drag on the entire system. And that doesn't mean you're never going to feel fear. It's feel it, let yourself be in it, and then shift it. That's your way of being. You have power with that. When you realize your power to shift your energy, that you have all these emotions going on anyway, and you get to choose how you be. You get to shift it, right? You get to shift it. If you're having a bad day, if all things are piling up on you, you get to take a moment where you hit the pause button and you allow yourself to feel it, whatever it is, and then you get to shift it. Power, 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 power. We are the creators. So leave those questions in front of you. And what we're going to do is look at them. I just want to look at them without the answer and let yourself feel. I'm going to ask you to go into quiet. And also want to ask a question, and I'd love for you guys to pop it in the chat. Is your paper dry? Mine is dry. Mine is dry and ready for more paint. So I want to make sure you guys are ready to go. Yes, Sig says yes. Who else is ready to go? Who else is ready to go? We got 30 minutes left. Not quite. Okay. Do you have a hair dryer? If you have a hair dryer handy, we can speed it along. Let's see. Okay, because we are going to do a little meditation. Ready? Awesome. Yes. Awesome. Okay. How is this landing with you? Let me hear from you guys. What are you thinking about? Everyone's ready to go. I want to hear where you are. What are you thinking about? Please share, because that's going to help direct me on where we go with our meditation. It is energizing. Awesome. Awesome. So are you feeling passion? Are you fired up? Let me hear how you are, where you are, what you're thinking, what you're experiencing. You're feeling Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Sig? Or is that what's making you think? How are you feeling? What are you feeling? Okay. Intrigued. We all want to be loved and to love. Sig, I'm asking you though, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? I'm pulling you out, teasing you out. What are you feeling? Pat says intrigued. Julia says energizing. Share, share, share. What are you feeling? We are love. Expanded. Light. Awesome, Diane. So we want to be in the expansion. Intrigue to me is like curiosity. So we want to be in curiosity too. and feeling the energy, being energized, being lit up, expanded, intrigued. Who else wants to share what they're feeling? Because how you're feeling, we're weaving together. We're weaving together in this circle energies of feeling. It's our palette. Energy is vibration. It's frequency. It's color. And we get to paint the color, the images in the hologram that we live in. So no one else wants to share. Okay, so we're going to be working from the energies of expansion, light, curiosity, and energized, being energized. And I'm gonna use passion and power. I'm gonna give you one more minute to pop into the chat what you're feeling, and we're gonna weave that in to what we're creating. Frustration. Alan, what are you frustrated about? What's got you frustrated? What's got you frustrated? See if you can share that with me. If you want to share it privately, just click to me, to host and panelist, and you can just share it with me. Okay, having trouble making decisions, everything seems hard. Okay, so let go of that. It's so easy to say, right? So be in the frustration, feel the frustration of making a decision. So I'm getting a picture of a ram, ramming it through. I'm trying to make it happen, trying to make a decision, and be in the curiosity. Let yourself step into curiosity. What if? What if you didn't have to make a decision right now? What are you trying to decide to do right now in this moment? What do you need to decide to do? And is that in general? You have trouble in general making decisions? Let me know that if it's in general or right now. What if you didn't have to be you as your predefined self? Yeah, I love that question. What if you didn't have to be you? And who are you? That's why, who am I? What am I creating? We'll drop into the unknown of who you think you are, right? We show up, I think, to predefined self. Who decides what's that predefined self? Alan says, what artistic direction to go in? Okay, awesome. So is that for the moment, or again, I'm going to ask, is that for the moment right now, or is that just bigger? Which way to go in life? Bigger. Okay. So right now, that's awesome, because right now we don't have to decide. We don't have to decide. We can sit it. We want to sit everything aside, right? That's the thing you've been struggling with. That's been in the past, right? And you keep bringing it up every day. Every day, I'm going to struggle with it. I'm going to fight with it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to express in the world. So right now, drop it and step into the unknown with me. Step into the dark with me, right? And we'll let it reveal. We're going to let spirit move through us with these ways of being in a state of expansion, in a state of light, in a state of energy. What else did we say? In a state of love, in a state of curiosity. Curiosity is awesome. What Pat wove in is hopefully going to help your frustration. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just to quiet yourself. Just quiet yourself, close your eyes. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. I'm going to shift my camera view. So if your eyes are closed, it doesn't matter what view is on. And if your paper is dry, place your hands on this blackness. And imagine yourself diving into the dark, diving into the deep waters of creation, of spaciousness, of expansion. Become more and more of the darkness. Letting go of frustration, just breathing it out, feeling where it is in your body, breathing it out and breathing in the unknown, breathing in curiosity, being in curiosity, noticing, what are you feeling? What are you feeling in your hands? What are you feeling in your arms? Letting go of any struggle. If you're feeling tension, feel the tension. If you're feeling restriction, feel the restriction. Breathing in creative life force energy, breathing in the light, bringing awareness to the channel of creative life force energy that you are, feeling the lightness, feeling the expansion. Seeing yourself creating a bubble of light in that darkness. With your eyes closed and with your mind's eye, looking down at your body and seeing the light, the glowingness of your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Connecting to this darkness with your hands. And with this layer is just going to be creative life force energy. That's all we're going to do right now is we're going to put down a color in paint or pencil or crayon or pastel, whatever you have that you like to use. And just see the color of your creative life force energy. Being in curiosity, being the curiosity, like a cat, a curious cat, coming from a space of love, coming from a space of love and a space of lightness and a space of a state of expansion. Feeling everything, all possibilities available to you right now in this moment. And in this moment, you do not have to choose. And what you're going to do is as you're tapping into your heart, you're going to feel this energy. You may see this energy coming from your heart. You can see this energy from your heart, and it's guiding you to a choice that lives in this field of possibility. And when you feel the connection, begin to draw that choice to you. So we're only talking color right now. So see the color coming to you. You're pulling it into your heart space and you're filling yourself up with this color. And you're infusing the paper with this energy of this color. And when you're ready, open your eyes and find that color. And if you're like me, I have everything out. And so everywhere I look, I am seeing this color in different, in different pencils and stuff. So I am gonna just allow myself to lay the color down. And I'm standing up, so I'm gonna be moving my body. So if you're sitting and you want to stand, just allow yourself to sway, and you can close your eyes. Close your eyes and move your body. Bring your body into it. Bounce up and down. Sway side to side. Let your hand just hold the pencil and don't use the smaller muscles of your hand. If you need to step back, you can step back. If you want to dance with it, dance with it. And just allow yourself to get this mark on the paper. Twirl the pencil. Use all sides of it. Scribble. If you are frustrated still, get that frustration out. Release it and bring in the energy of expansion, of curiosity. What if I move my body down and crunch it up and get real tight? What does that look like when I move with a tight body? What if I open up my body and get real expanded? Okay. And you can do this with paint too. If you have a brush and you just allow yourself to move. If you're using like squirt bottles, just allow your body to move with squirt bottles. Let your body come into this. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how you're feeling. And so I see someone said that they can't hear me. Can everyone hear me? Did my sound go out? Okay, you can hear me. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do now that we have this down, and this is the unknown. I didn't know I was gonna do this. I didn't actually know what we were gonna do. I had an inkling of an idea that we were gonna go into the darkness, and what was gonna happen after that, I had no idea. I surrendered what I thought needed to happen to be in this moment with you, to feel the energy of this group. I asked you to bring your energy into it with me. I called you in with me so that we're co-creating, and we're all doing it together. We're all co-creating together. And so the next thing we're going to move into, now that we're in this expanded state, and we've made this choice, we're going to go back into our heart. So closing your eyes, putting your hands on your paper, we're going to add another layer. We're going to tap into desire. Tapping into desire, being in this expanded state and inviting the energy of desire to come forward. What color is it? How does it feel? Noticing it, the possibility of this desire. Let yourself have what your heart desires. Feel your heart space opening up wide. And we want to get rid of our magical thinking and think just because we're bringing this energy in that now, like, it's just going to get created and we don't have to do anything. No, this is the beginning stages of you opening up to yourself and your power and the power that your desire holds, and how it's magnetic. It's like a magnet. And when you can drop who you think you are and who you think you have to be, who you're pretending to be, when you are being a preconceived notion or a predetermined notion or a definition that someone else gave you, that is not who you are. That is not who you are. Allowing that feeling to emerge, flow, filling yourself up. See the color of it. What color is it? What color is it? What color is it? Be in the color of it. Be in the color of it. And so I don't see the color that I am feeling. And so if you don't see the color that you're feeling anywhere near you and you have paint and you want to mix it, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to grab a brush. I'm using some liquid acrylics. So do what you feel you want to do. That is just about the color I was seeing. So look at that. I've already poured without knowing I was going to do that. And so this is where we get to be messy. I love working with paint because we get to be messy. So I better move some of my other paints out of the way so I don't engage them. I'm just going to put a touch of blue into this because it was a little bit more purpley. Okay, so allowing this color to come through you now. And do the same thing. If you're using paint, you can pour it. You can grab your spray bottle of water and spray. There we go, that's the color. It's more of a purpley pink. You can paint, but I want you to move your body, move this energy through your body. In the same way. Try not to make an image yet. You do not have to make an image. I'm going to grab a paintbrush. Actually, I want a bigger one. I'm going to use bigger brushes. It gets us out of the need to work small. You want to work big. Let yourself just go over the other layer. It's all included. Let yourself not care. Let this energy flow freely through you, through your brush onto the paper. I'm going to use my spray bottle. Let yourself experiment. I'm dabbing with paper towels, making some texture. I am just going with my intuition. I'm working in a circle. Play, 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 play. Let it be fun. Let creativity, let this painting process be fun. And then bring that fun into life. Let yourself translate fun into life. And so right now, pick a color, looking at what you have already, pick a color that feels fun to you. It feels fun. And I'm picking two colors and I'm going to mix right on here. Add some fun, joy, fun, play, sweetness. Feel your body shifting. Get a smile on your face. Let yourself get a big smile. Feel how you're shifting your way of being as you're dropping into play. I'm going to get my fingers into it. Get your fingers into it. Ooh, feeling that heart center open. I almost wish I had a bigger piece of paper so I could spread out and really let her rip. Awesome. Awesome. It's okay to be messy. Creation, making things. It's messy. Life is messy. Letting go of perfection of how you think it needs to be. If you want to add more paint, you want to add more black, more color, let yourself let go now. Just let go. There. Awesome. Okay, coming back. Just have a few minutes left. And I do want to wrap up with you a little bit. Okay. Taking the paint off my hand so I don't get it on my computer. There we go. All righty. And so we are back. We have about 4 minutes left. Love to hear from you. I know you're probably going from making a big mess and painting to coming back to typing on your computer. You probably don't want to. So what I'm going to do is just kind of speak to you a little bit about the Temple of the Cosmic Dreamer. So the Temple of the Cosmic Dreamer is a 9-month program that is, we use creativity, we create a temple, and the temple is your altar space. It is the place that you create based on how you are, the feelings that you want to feel, what you're wanting to create. We base it in nature, we base it in the directions, we call in certain goddesses. And so I am opening up a new temple that begins on July 6th, I think it is. It's a Wednesday. We'll be meeting every Wednesday. There's 3 meetings a month that we will meet as a group. We will have one 60-minute teaching meeting where we learn about the creation of the temple. We work in sacred geometry. We paint an altar cloth that is based on the template that is going to be provided to you. We're going to learn about the template. We're going to be creating symbols, personal symbols that are tied to the directions of the altar. So we're going to bring in the directions, the earth, the elements, angels. There's angel guides that we're working with. We'll learn about that. And we'll learn about creating from a way of being versus matter moving matter, of letting go of the how. And now let me tell you, I have a current temple right now running. These women are amazing with what they are creating in the world, and what they are learning about energy first and then matter. We create in the field and then we create the matter. Some of the things that we work on too in this is because stuff comes up when you're creating in a way that you've never created before, when you're stepping into something bigger, your emotions come up, your programs come up. And so we get this opportunity to walk through it together. So it's a cohesive group of people who are like hearts, who are wanting to create their heart's desire in the world. And we do it with a base foundation of a temple, not kind of unlike that behind me. I'm not going to make you paint guides if you don't want to do that, but it's all about what you want to create in the world. So we also get a 2-hour studio time where we get to dive in together and work on whatever we're working on. If you're writing a book, if you're working a body of work, if you are still exploring, because there are some people that step into this that are still exploring, I don't know where I want to use my creative voice. We get on track to something. It's really interesting when you start declaring something, how quickly you can find it when you have someone helping you do that. And then the last meeting is a visioning. We do a lot of ceremony. We learn a lot of art ritual. We learn a lot of art ceremony and connection with the earth and the projects of how we are projecting and creating out in the earth, and cohesively in connection with others, with connection with the universe. So we really bring that mindfulness in. And then you also get 2 45-minute private sessions with me too. Everybody gets that. And then we get to, in those sessions, we get to deeper dive into what it is you're creating. And then you also are very much connected with the group of women or group of people who are in this container. And you form an amazing community of support. And I know there's some of you that have been in a container that I had a while back, that they're still in connection with each other. And these women created some amazing things too. So I'm going to drop the link into the application. And so you are going to see, if you want to click, if you're interested, click on it, fill it out. Don't be afraid to fill it out. Even if you're not sure that you want to join it, if you want to join it, like, don't worry, that decision will come. If this is feeling something like you want to do, hop on it, trust yourself. Part of creation is taking action and getting out of thinking. And when we go into like, oh, that sounds really good, but the money, but the time, but the energy, but I can't, but I don't know, whatever but I'm not enough, like whatever it is, don't stop yourself. Don't stop yourself from leaping. That's the old paradigm of doing stuff. Take a stand for yourself right now in this moment and just click that link and fill out the application. If you don't do it today, you'll see it on the replay page. You'll see it on some emails. There's always going to be an opportunity, because between now and July, there's going to be an opportunity. However, if you hop in to this container right now, I already have one person that had signed up. And so I'm offering some bonuses for signing up early. And one of them is that you get to have sessions with me in addition. So if you sign up now, it'll be like working a whole year with me for the price of 9 months. And I'm not going to go over pricing right now, because there's a lot of different options for paying. So that'll be something that we will talk about on a call when you fill out your application and we go a little bit deeper. So I just want to hear any final words, any final thoughts of anything that came through for you. If you want to share it in the chat, take this opportunity now to jump in and share. And then, can we get a recording of today's webinar? You've been so helpful. Thank you for everything. Yes, there is a recording. So you will be getting an email later today. Once I stop this, it'll upload into the magic of my virtual assistant, who knows how to do all of that magical stuff. And it'll be sent directly to your inbox. You'll get a link. You'll get an email with a link that'll take you to the replay of the webinar. That should be sometime this afternoon, if all goes well. You're welcome, Helen. Thank you for joining me. And I just would like us all to close out the circle. I'm going to come back to center, closing our eyes, imagining us in a circle of creative souls that so bravely let go and dove into the unknown, into your heart's desire. Sending you all so much love, so much love and gratitude, and stepping back, thanking the guides, thanking yourself for showing up. And I will see you. April 29th is the next webinar that I'm going to have, the next workshop that I'm going to have, and it's all going to be on your power. So we talked a lot about power today through the heart. We're going to be doing a little bit more on power. Power is so important. So it's probably going to come up in every single workshop. So join me again, April 29th at 9 a.m. And any questions you may have, join the Conscious Creativity Circle, pop them in there, show your paintings. I'm going to show mine. I'm going to call you out. I'd love to see what you created. All right, have a beautiful day. You're welcome, Julia. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you next time. Thank you, Janet.